Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com for our OCVarsity Gridiron show. We are at Buena Park High School, where the Coyotes are getting ready to play a big Freeway League game against La Habra. We'll talk about that more on our OCVarsity Gridiron Extra show. I'm Steve Fry here with Dan Albano and Carlos Arias. Guys, it's the final week of the regular season. So many league championships at stake this week, playoff berths, seedings, the whole bit of business. And a league that's always fun to watch every year, year after year, with so many guys coming out of there in the NFL and college and great teams and state ranks and everything, is the Trinity League. St. John Bosco's that guy to put away. They've clinched the division championship outright. But there's a lot of other things that can happen, Dan, huh?
Oh, man. You know, I'm going to be covering the modern-day Orange Lutheran game, which has got huge implications. It's going to be my 5th consecutive week covering the Trinity League, and I've enjoyed every single week, and I think it's going to be, the last week is going to be awesome. And I'll just give you guys right now, here's how I think it's going to come down. Okay. My scenario, I think St. John Bosco, like you said, has a ton to play for. They're playing for the #1 seed in the Pac-5, so they are not going to overlook Servite, as tempting as that is, because Servite lost last week, you know, in a stunner to Jay Serra. Then I think Orange Lutheran, with that high-powered offense facing Mater Dei, which has had a hard time scoring points, Orange Lutheran's going to beat Mater Dei. So Lancer's second in league, and then it's going to come down to, I think I got Jay Serra beating Santa Margarita. So those are the, so then it brings into that three-way tie, and Carlos can answer this. You got a three-way tie between Jay Serra at 2-3, Mater Dei at 2-3, and Servite at 2-3. Mater Dei's beating both those teams, so to me it looks like Mater Dei would be the 4th.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct right there, man. That scenario, that's how it works out. Jay Serra could be the one that mixes it up, because they could also get in there in what I'm calling the Trinity League coin flip of doom. Yeah. So if Jay Serra wins that one, we got a whole different ballgame, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Jay Serra winning, and maybe that gets them into the at-large consideration in that league. Maybe they'll take you know, 4 or 5 teams from the Trinity League.
Yeah, they just might do that. The league to watch out for, if I got this right, fellas, is the Serra League, because that's pretty tight.
Yeah, Serra League, if Bishop Amat finishes in 3rd, they would knock out Santa Margarita and take, you know, the Trinity League's chances out of there. So we got to watch out for Serra League. If Bishop Amat finishes 2nd, could see 5 teams from the Trinity League. I'm
moving on to the Southwest Division. We've still got, as expected, the crazy Sunset League three-way tie. We got, what, 3 teams at 3-1 coming into this week, Carlos?
Yeah, we got 3 teams in there. Edison, Los Al, and Newport Harbor, 3-1. Now, real simple. You win, you're in. It's not going to be simple.
never is in the Sunset League.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Fountain Valley could easily beat Los Al. Yeah. Huntington Beach could easily beat Newport Harbor. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that could play out here. So, you know, we'll see what goes down.
You know, I think it's a little bit settled in the Sunset League for me. Oh, okay. I think the Griffins play real well at Veterans Stadium. Yeah. You know, they're playing for a #2 seed overall, opposite side of the bracket of La Habra, if La Habra does end up #1. So I think La Habra beats Fountain Valley. I think Newport's going to win. I think Edison's going to win. So I think that's your top 3 right there. Los Al, then it's going to be Edison. You know, and then they'll be ahead of Newport because of their head-to-head against Newport Harbor. Newport Harbor being the 3rd out of the Sunset League.
Continuing a journey down south, guys, we got a really cool setup in the Seaview League. Oh, yeah. Dana Hills and San Juan Hills, they're both 3-0 in league going in. They get to play each other. You couldn't write it up better. They're going head-to-head in the game at I think it's at San Juan Hills on Friday. Yep. Dana Hills, let's see, the last time they won a league championship, Carlos, I can't remember.
It was, okay, well, last year they shared the league title, but the first time they've won an outright league championship would be 40 years ago. So, I mean, this is huge. And San Juan Hills trying to win their first ever. So, I mean, there's a lot at stake. They're both in the playoffs. That's already settled. But now we're playing for pride in the league championship. So, Dana Hill's a team I've been watching all year. Yeah. Way better than their record indicated early on, because they played such a tough schedule. And I really like Dana Hills in this game.
So you like Dana Hills? Yeah. And, you know, I do too. What do you think? Although I've seen San Juan Hills play, they're pretty good.
They are good.
Yeah, I think it's a great matchup. I'm going to pick the Stallions. Right. You know, I like this matchup. You know, the 2 quarterbacks, Jacob Gibson, Mac Vale. Gibson for San Juan, Mac Vale, Dana Hills, 2 really underrated quarterbacks. You know, but I think, you know, this game being at San Juan Hills, you know, so just a couple years ago, these guys were 0-10. Yeah. You know, and one guy I'll throw out is, you know, under the radar Coach of the Year candidate. You can't forget about Aaron Flowers at San Juan Hills. Really have come on strong really quickly. So I think I'm picking San Juan Hills because I think they got a little bit more offense, you know, with Mr. Gibson there.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what's funny is that he's been hotter than a box of matches in a forest fire and picking games, Carlos.
I know.
You and I are probably not going to look good here.
Edison, I mean, I'm sorry. You know, I mean, that's like my my Achilles heel. I keep picking against them. They keep winning.
All right.
I picked against Edison too. You know, because Marcus Swanigan came back and was all world last week. You know, against the Barons, 24-0.
Well, even Dan Albano gets them wrong once in a while here at OCVarsity.com. We'd like to thank Jonathan Khamis, our expert producer and director, and we'd like to thank you for visiting us here at OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.